When Ben Volen asked him
Independent.
if Bailey Zappe playing well against the Lions affords them more time on the back end with bringing back Mac, Bill seemed almost offended at the question.
Totally independent.
Totally independent. Nothing to do with it. Which tells you that our view of, well, now you've got time to get Mac to 100% because Zappe has played well. I don't think that's how he's viewing it. Not based on that answer. Immediately saying totally independent. One does not have to do with the other. Bailey Zappe playing well is not going to change in any way the timeline on Mac Jones. So if Mac can play at 75%, Mac will play. That's how I read that. That's how I take that answer. He was so quick to say that. Totally independent. This doesn't change when we'd bring back Mac.
I'm not saying, Bill's a liar or they lied with, but that assumes forthright honesty in the answers that he's giving you, right? Now, you're telling me that if Zappe were just garbage and he couldn't play and Gilbert was, not ready to go, that the answer might exactly be the same. To A, protect themselves against the player and all the medical stuff that you have to go through when you're talking about a player and his availability and his health and all that stuff. But you're telling me that behind the scenes they wouldn't be, we got to get him out there. If he can go, he needs to play because we are hemorrhaging. I mean, what he says in a press conference is, I'm sorry, but I'm not telling tales out of school, completely that has nothing to do with how they actually feel about things, necessarily. So because he said that, it's like, oh, well, I guess we're thinking about this all wrong. He says they're totally independent of each other.
The way he said it, though, was pretty adamant.
The tone of it matters.
I'm not waiting on a player because of a player playing well.
The immediacy of the answer matters.
When the better player's ready, the better player will play.
Yes, and when you ask him, what's the difference between Zappe and Mac Jones, he also immediately answers, I don't know. So he must really not know.
I throw that answer in the garbage, and I think you got to read between the lines.
I throw
sometimes
90% of this in the garbage. And the fact that he answered quickly and said they're totally independent of each other, no, I don't believe that for a second. No. If Zappe were terrible, then he would. The fact that he's playing well allows him to say they're totally independent of each other. If he were playing crap,
well, he's only going to get asked that question if the guy is playing well. If he's playing poorly, then you already know that the team would be fighting to get him back as soon as possible. We're only having this conversation this week because Zappe played well.
Does how Bailey played against the Lions last week, pretty clean game overall, change the timetable for bringing Mac back, maybe afford you a little more lenience on the back end of bringing Mac back?
Totally independent.
Oh, I felt the emotion that time. What? No, in fact, that is the honest answer. It's got nothing to do with it. They're going to bring him back when he's ready, and that's it. Now, if he were crappy, they'd probably be having conversations about what are we doing, but he's afforded the opportunity to say, no, they're just independent of each other, and I don't know. You're trying to put some meaning onto it or say that he's having a moment of like pathological honesty there, or we somehow learned something by him saying that. I just don't see it. I don't hear it.
Totally independent.
What's the emotion? What are we getting?
Anger.
Mac Jones has
anger about the question. It's totally independent.
Almost like he felt it was a silly question.
Yeah, it's almost like it should be tagged totally independent, dumbass.
So what were you thinking before that you're thinking differently now based on that answer?
I feel like Mac is going to come back before he's 100%.
Yep.
That they're not all that enamored with Zappe the way the rest of us are.
I think it's we play the better player when the better player's ready.
But I'm not. But then it's define ready.
But
and
hold on,
ready would be you're the same guy you were week one. And their ready might be 75%.
And it's him not putting timetables on returns as far as giving dates. He never does that. Like, I'm not going to get into it now. It's totally independent. Okay? When he's ready, he's going to play.
Totally independent.
Just because he's playing well doesn't mean, we're going to, you got another week to heal.
Maybe there's something in that Jeremy Fowler report that they legitimately made a decision last week to go with Zappe. And if that's true, that means they're legitimately going to have to think this week about starting Mac Jones.
Even more so because he should be better.
I wouldn't do that, but I think they're going to actually consider it this week. And the way Bill says, well, we'll see how he practices today. Let's see what he does out there. Can he actually practice? He's going to need to do that before they really, probably truly think that he's the right choice for a given game.
I expect to see him moving around better today. I do. We'll see. We'll see when the video comes out.
Dropping in a little nugget, just like last week with Tyquan Thornton.
No,
I expect him to be looking good. Maybe on his way back.
I would stay
active,
on record.
playing 15 snaps on Sunday.
I would stay on record that it's going to be Zappe this week, and you're going to get Mac Monday night.
Well, based on what Bill said 2 days after the injury, I expected him to have 8 more touchdown passes by now, day by day. Day by day. He's so much better today when I talk to him. Day by day. We'll see. Day by day. It was 2 games ago.
Yeah, we thought
he's
that put him
barely
on the clock.
practiced. Yeah.
What? What's the matter?
Party. He doesn't believe Bill.
We're seeing videos emerge from Patriots practice of Mac Jones. My instant reaction, he's playing Sunday.
Hold on 1 second.
That's my reaction. My reaction is this: he's playing on Sunday.
Ooh.
That Zappe hour is over. And you know what, Hardy? I think based on just seeing him move so much better now than he was a week ago, that we're going to find out if we could put some stock in that answer that Bill Belichick gave last hour, which is the healing of Mac Jones and how well Zappe has played are totally independent of one another. That as soon as Mac is capable of playing, he plays. If that's the case, I think you see him Sunday in Cleveland.
Bill said something else. Now I'm watching a different angle here. I don't see it yet.
I'm looking at a couple of different videos
A
here.
lot of it's all gun.
Andrew Callahan says showed continued improvement with his mobility, but remains obviously limited.
Yeah, the left leg looks stiff to me, Beetle. And I said the follow through. Beetle, it's again.
Beetle's shaking his head no, so we must be wrong.
Look at the left toe, Hardy. Watch the left toe. Watch. He can't open the left toe all the way when he throws.
Yep.
That's it's a little. The foot's a little locked. Boy, this is micromanaging things, but he's moving better than last week. Again, I need to see it under center explode out, pushing off that left foot. He's kind of off the back foot here throwing.
He's walking normally, okay?
That counts. You're going up against Clowney
well,
and
first
Garrett.
of all, he's not taking.
Bill said it's the 2 best combination defensive ends.
He's dropping back and passing. We didn't see that truly happen last week.
He did that a little bit last week
in the open portion.
Well, you have to start progressing somehow, right?
Well, he's progressing.
He's definitely progressing. I give him that. Yeah. He looks better than last week.
Just to be a foil.
It's a limp step right in the direction.
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I think he's still a little hobbled. I think it's 1 more week.